Hi friends, I wanted to practice a little negative painting and I had this drawn up for a card I'm going to send to a friend of mine. I don't know if you can see it, but it is some little leaves and a couple acorns. So I'm going to go ahead and try this technique with this. In the background, what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to give the whole thing a wash. And actually, I think what I'll use, I'm using my Paul Rubens My Langs, by the way. As you know, I love them. And these are the Strathmore watercolor cards. I've used these for years. I buy them in boxes of like 300 and they last forever. And I make all of my cards. For the background wash, I think I'm going to use my 1/2-inch cat's tongue. We could for sure use this one. Matter of fact, let's use this one. This might hold a little bit more water because that barrel is thicker. And let's go ahead, and what I think I'll do, you could either wet the whole thing first, and this is an instance where you can actually wet it quite a bit. And these Strathmore cards are really good. I did tape it down because when I am doing a full background, I just think it looks so pretty to have that nice clean border around it. And because I'm using so much water, I think it'll also keep it a little bit flatter. So I've got quite a bit of water there. And then I'm going to go in with, I don't know, let's use some of our orange. And I'm really just laying water down. This would even be really pretty with some metallics in there. You know me, anytime I can find a good reason to use those metallics, I'm all over it. This looks maybe kind of dark, but honestly, when it dries, it's going to dry a lot lighter. And at this point, you could even add in some salt or something to it. Okay, that's gonna be good for me. Now I'm gonna give this a little burst with my handy dandy heat gun. You can use a blow dryer as well and just dry this up. Okay, I've got this nice wash, kind of fall-like wash in the background. Let me grab a paper towel and just kind of clean up those edges. There we go. Okay, and I can tell it's dry because it got a lot lighter as well as the paper kind of flattens out. Now what I'm going to do is go in and I'm going to draw in that leaf in the background. Let me find my pencil here. I could do it in ink as well, actually. Just make sure you use, hold on, I'm looking for my pen here. Make sure you use ink that obviously is waterproof. Here we go. And I'm going to draw in another leaf here. So this is my first leaf I've got. Let's just draw in another one. I just love these fun shaped leaves. They have so much movement to them. There we go. And let's see, maybe we'll wait on the acorns here. All right, what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to paint everything in the background except for this. So I'll grab my big brush again, and I'm gonna go in and do the same thing. I'll tell you, if you do this on a large piece of paper, you're gonna use a lot of paint, just forewarning there. So I will go in and create another wash here, just kind of mixing those oranges, a lot of water. I didn't wet it first, but that's okay. There we go. Going to paint around. So here's where I could use a smaller brush. Just paint around this here. Add some water because I want it to be a lot washier. And maybe some of that sienna color. Love that sienna color. It's really nice and warm. And I think I mentioned this already, but it's really fun to add salt to these backgrounds. Just get very random with what you're laying down here for this wash. You want it to be pretty random. So I'm trying, I think I'm gonna switch my brush because I want it to be washier, and as well, these little spots are getting harder to get into with a larger brush. So let me grab my 8 round, kind of my favorite brush anyway. And even having like the blooms and all these different things are really fun in this type of painting. Maybe we'll add in a little of the deeper orange. I think could be really pretty. Working very wet and wet. Look how pretty this is. I mean, this just so much looks like fall. There we go, getting around these little edges using the tip of my brush. Another reason why I love this 8 brush. Use some water in there. There we go. A little bit more of that orange. I don't want the pattern to have any hard lines. So I'm loving this. Maybe a little gold up in there. There we go. Really pretty. Okay. I'm going to dry this now. Okay, I'm going to go in now and draw in so I can follow it, this line in the back here. And I'm using an Ohuhu marker, by the way. This is the 0.7. Let's just make sure that's dry. And go in and just, you can use a pencil too. and drawing that leaf in the background. And now maybe we can bring in, well, we'll wait. Let's darken that just a bit. So I'm going to get darker and darker in my layers. Now what I'm going to do is go in and just paint around this leaf and this leaf. So let's repeat that process. That is some yellow ochre I have there. In essence, you're kind of glazing here to a certain degree because I'm letting it dry and then going in with more layers. So definitely I'm liking using my smaller brush. Pick up some of that brown. Just getting darker and darker with each layer. There we go. Going around all of these little areas. But I don't really want it to be too uniform or just a flat wash. So I'm going to add some yellow ochre down there. I want it to be very loose. Let's go around this side here, maybe add in some of those oranges. Just gonna move my water a bit. There we go. Such a pretty effect this is, though. I just love it. Again, you will use a lot of paint. What I have found, I did one of these a while back and I did it on a large piece of paper and I was like, oh my goodness, I just used so much paint. And then I'm going to do this side here. There we go. Just spreading that around, some of my brown, some yellow. Just using the tip of my brush. Go in and fill around. There we go. Now I'll go back in, dry it again. And there we go. The last layer I'm going to do is this one in the back, and I'm just going to draw in my little acorns here. There's one there. Another one here. Make it something easy. And now I'll go in with even a darker, we could even do, nah, let's leave that. Okay, this is my last layer. I'm going to go in one more glaze here. Let's use a little darker brown, see what we get there. So I'm this time painting around the acorns. I love the red in there. I think that's really, really pretty. So hopefully you can see how I'm just carving out some of these images. And I mean, this can go on and on. You could really get detailed with this if you wanted to. And just keep picking out more and more little shapes. So going around my little pump or acorn there, I think I'll grab some yellowish color. There we go. Go around this little acorn. Get some water in there. There we go. A little bit more orange, yellow. And go around this little guy here. This little 8 long round paintbrush works really pretty well. Trying to keep this as washy as possible. Just going, I'm trying to hold my hand in a way that I don't cover up too much of the painting for you all. There we go. Okay. And I've got a little bit of a puddle, so I'm just going to pick some of that up like that. Okay. So now we've got those acorns here. Might just go around them with a little bit more brown just to help them kind of pop out. There we go. And then just give it a little bit of texture in the background. What I've done in the past too, see with this, it's kind of giving it that textury effect, which I like. The other thing you can do is let's just give this a dry really quick. And let me show you. So let me give this a dry. There we go. Look at all these fun textures. And then what I'm going to do here is take a stencil. I really wanted my just little circles, but I seem to have misplaced that. So I'm just going to use these circles and I'm going to lay it on my painting. So this is all dry. And take one of these white sponges. Hold this down pretty tight. And I'm going to go in and just kind of lift that up. There we go. And look how cool that is. Now, usually when I do that, I have to kind of pick up some of that. So let's do maybe another one right here. I really would prefer to have my little circles, but that's okay. Just going to rub that. And these are those Magic Clean erasers. I love these. And dab it up. So look at these fun designs this creates. Just gonna keep going here. Maybe one right here. Maybe a larger one. Just wet that a bit. And wipe it up, but look at how fun that is. Another one right here. I like when they're different sizes. Ooh, I got a lot of water on that one. And so fun. Let's just keep going here. Maybe one here. I feel like I need one that goes inward. This is similar, or maybe even exactly the same, to that bokeh effect, which is really fun and can create a lot of interest. So there you go. Move my paints. Do maybe just a couple more here. Maybe these little small ones, which are going to be a little bit hard to get my little magic eraser in there. You could probably even use a Q-tip. So there you go. I hope that was kind of fun for you. I'm going to finish it off with, of course, my Gold Series and just add in maybe some little veins here using the gold. So just the tip of my brush. Look at that, how fun. Just so much interest. I love that. You could use the silver too, but I felt like the gold was really pretty here. Maybe even add some gold to some of these to make them stand out a bit more. And there you go. Have fun with this. Play with that negative painting, or I've also seen it referred to as reverse painting. You can do that. You could even use darker brown or maybe an orange to create those veins. But most of all, have fun and happy painting. All right, for the best part of all, let's just remove this tape. I did dry it a bit. I made sure it was dry, and then I'm just going to pull my tape to the side. Look at that beautiful clean edge. So I do this quite often. That was probably wet. That's why it's peeling up a bit. No worries. And whenever I am going to fill in my entire background, I will usually create a border like this. I just think it makes such a beautiful effect and almost is like a framing feel. If you go too fast, it can also pull up that tape. I've been using my heat gun, so it's pretty well dry, but look at this crisp, nice edge. It looks so pretty on these cards. Let's just keep going here. Almost done. This is really satisfying too. It always feels like, oh, it's so clean. Last one here, just pulling along the edge, and it's starting to pull up a little bit. So that was probably a little bit wet. So I'm gonna come the other way. And look at these fun golds in there. There we go. Boy, if this doesn't look like fall, guys, I don't know what does, right? And there we go. And these Strathmore cards really handle all of this well. Oop, I'm sticking to everything here. Okay. I have just a tiny bit it pulled off. That's fine. And look how pretty that is. All right, happy painting, everyone. Have fun, and thanks for being here. I hope you give this a try, and I hope we can keep creating and having a lot of fun. Bye.